So today's plan is to continue with the engine install, the engine mounts. I've got this new mount from Speedway via eBay. Don't know how, but it ended up cheaper that way. And I'm going to be installing the steering gearbox as well. Those are the two main tasks of this one. I guess it's a part 2 of engine install. Okay, so the plan is I'm going to trim the frame and my little extra extension piece to allow that piece of steel, this piece of steel here, to be welded in. Be welded into both these, this and this, and then I'll mount the gearbox, the steering gearbox, on top using the bolts on the side, these ones, and it will be in the correct spot, and I'll be able to get a nut in the bottom. I'm going to cut a piece out of here which will allow the bolt to be put on the bottom, and I'll probably put a couple of tacks on that bolt to allow it to, well, it would be a captive nut then. It's the nut what's going to be welded on there, not a bolt. So I had a bit of a struggle getting the hole to line up really nicely with the rest of the, excuse me, with the rest of the bracket. So I think I've pretty much got it in place now. It's just a matter of final welding it in. I wanted to get some welds on the underside on this side, so I am going to have to break those welds as they sit, and then reassemble it. You know, break these welds here and here, and then run the final welds in. I want to get a weld up underneath here, you see. So it's all tacked into place nicely. Everything's squared up, everything will fit. And now it's time to run some big welds. So that's that piece all ground down nicely. Next time I have the smoothing disc in my hand, I'll give that a touch. I've just gone over the insides of the frame rails with the with this wire wheel thing, nylon wheel. That's really good at getting a lot of the rust off. So the next thing is to get the trolley back underneath and offer up the engine after having put the new style mounts on. So that's this thing kind of trimmed up and nicely in there. Just going to bring the engine back in and see where it all lies. So this is how far I've got with mocking this element up. I think I'm going to put a couple of tacks on the little triangles, brackets at the ends of the cradle. And now that I've got the measurements, it's completely central. I think it's just about measuring that circular section from the front or whatever, triangulating it to make sure it's square, and then run a couple of tacks in, and then set about leveling and straightening, making it straight. So I ran a couple of very convincing tacks in here, but the angle of the dangle's infinitely adjustable at the minute. I'm just giving myself options at the moment. I'm pretty happy with the positioning. I've squared it all up so it's at least square with the frame to within 0.5 millimetre, you know, normal tape measure stuff. So that's the front of the engine, supported by the new cradle on the new engine mounts, and I've got the transmission supported by the little truck. Oh, you can't see it because of the lack of light. I haven't got a decent spirit level. I want to get a digital spirit level, get the engine at the right angle. I think these manifolds might actually work. The engine is central to the frame rails. It's the flange is going to come down a bit, and I think the collector, maybe not collector, but the tube there, the reducer for the exhaust pipe, is going to fit there quite nicely. Got probably just over 1/4 inch clearance on the steering box. I think that'll be enough. Don't know how much movement there is in the rubber mounts. I'm pretty happy with how the steering adapter turned out. It looks like this isn't actually touching the frame piece I've put in there, but there's a kind of a built-in spacer on the casting of the gearbox. You can kind of see it on the rear one. I think because this Allen bolt here is going to need fastening in, I think I'm going to drill a hole in the bottom to allow a long Allen key to go in there, and then I'll be able to tighten that up properly. There's a little bit of finishing off to do with that. I'm pretty happy with how the welds have gone in. Nice decent burn in. Shouldn't compromise the frame strength with the way I've designed it. So congratulations, you made it to the end of the video. 98% of you aren't subscribed, so why don't you hit that button, huh? See about the next installment. I think this is episode 15. Wonder what episode 16 is going to have in it. Let me know what you think of the videos in the comments, huh? It really does help the channel. I think side pipes are going to work well. I think I have the exhaust go down, go across, and then have it crank out and down here, right here across here, and then come out here, just under the bed. Maybe not, I don't know. But that'd be fucking awesome, wouldn't it?